So much for we're all in this together. All right, find the parts, get the tank running, don't die.
Well, hi guys, this is a tech test for Battlefield 1, the full release version. You actually get some audio this time, a little bit of commentary. Don't know why I'm going into audio. Here we go, video. So, I did a tech test for Battlefield 1 beta, and that had some bugs. I had to force SLI on, and as you might have noticed in the video, forcing SLI on caused lots of flickering and flashing in the graphics. So I'm just going to run a quick tech test on the full release version with the latest NVIDIA drivers. I can't actually remember the driver number. Maybe I'll throw that in later. But yeah, SLI is working perfectly fine. I've not done any changes to the SLI. All I did was turn off VSync so you can actually see what the FPS is when it goes above 100, because I have a G-Sync monitor. So we'll just go through my settings quickly. Brightness of up to 70%, whatever, that doesn't make a difference. Field of view is 90, horizontal. I always play on horizontal 90 or more. Though 90 feels quite good in this game. Let me just go to advanced and show you what I've got set. So the graphics are on auto, but for this test I'm just going to set it to ultra. So it's ultra settings, resolution scale of 100%. My resolution is 3440 by 1440. That's I've got an Asus Ultrawide 21:9 monitor there. No DirectX 12. The reason for that is because DirectX 12 does not support SLI. And when I turn DirectX 12 on, my system goes absolutely spastic in this game. It's just weird, and it doesn't work properly. So we'll leave DirectX 12 off. DirectX 11 works perfectly fine anyway. So here we go, ultra settings. Let me just back out and accept those. I guess that's already accepted. So top left hand corner, you can watch the FPS, see what kind of frames I get in this particular setup. So this is for those guys who might be interested in buying, or just interested in the performance you might get out of two GTX 1080s in SLI. As you can see, I've overclocked to 2101 MHz on both cards. My CPU is also overclocked to 4.7 GHz. I'm actually water cooling the whole system. I've got a custom hard piped water cooling loop using PETG pipe. It's the first time I've ever done it. I have got a blog which I might link to actually in the description, a video description down below, showing off my water cooling loop and the progress of it. But yeah, started off with one radiator. I water cooled the CPU, and that's what I did. All of my tech tests on. Oh, where am I going? All of my tech tests were done on a singular water cooled, or what am I going to call it? Water cooled the CPU only. And the graphics cards were not water cooled, so you notice the temperature on the cards got quite high. Now I have actually gone ahead and water cooled the cards, so my temperatures are nice and low. As you can see, I've got 39 degrees, 42 degrees down there. I'm just trying to spot some people whilst I talk. The CPU is still knocking up to 70. I do think I have a bit of an issue because there's some massive air bubbles in my loop at the moment, particularly in the CPU block area and beyond the CPU block towards the reservoir. So this weekend I'm going to have to take the system apart again completely, and I think there's a blockage in the CPU block itself, so I might have to take the CPU block apart and just clean it out, refill the system, and then hope the bubbles go away. With that done, the CPU should knock down to being more along the lines of 65-60 degrees C at full load. I guess this is enough people to spot. I mean, where am I going to go? Oh, I found some bits down there. And there's some people here. They're everywhere. I can't see them when I'm not zoomed in for some reason. Or not for some reason. It's just natural, isn't it? So yeah, this is the head start, in case you're wondering. I'm assuming if you're interested in Battlefield 1, you probably already know. If you have Origin access, you get 10 hours worth to play a Battlefield 1 trial. By trial, what that means is you can play, I believe it's 4 different game modes in multiplayer, 4 different maps, and you can play the single player up to the first chapter, which is actually four sort of maps, or 4 chapters in the first season, whatever you want to call it. The first area has 4 sort of chapters. What am I supposed to do here now? Oh, I think I actually need to stealth kill everyone, but I don't have a stealthy gun. How am I meant to stealth kill people without a stealthy gun? Go prone to use weapon. Oh, I've got this big gun, haven't I? Maybe I could just snipe them from up there. I don't really know. Or maybe I should just go nuts and kill everything. Yeah, let's go down. Let's go this way. 80 FPS though. I'm not hitting my 100, so I'm not hitting the max that I can do, even with two GTX 1080s. But this is rather large, almost 4K resolution. What would you call 3440 by 1440? 3K? Around about 3K, 3.5K? Oh, hello. Let me kill this guy. 100 FPS if I stare at a wall. But still, 80 FPS is very playable, very good. And in multiplayer, FPS is key with the Battlefield type games, I find. Has he spotted me? Oh well, I've been spotted. I'm just gonna... I don't know what I'm doing here. Right away! Check the FPS during combat, shall we? Does it stick to 80? 79, 77 there. It's pretty solid. Yeah, let's switch to a silenced gun. That might be a little bit more stealthy. Also, I'm going to change this for one of these. Where to? Where do I go? Where next? Where next? Oh, I don't have binoculars. Do I not have binoculars anymore? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I do. Okay, so... slight hiccup with my recording program there. Okay, so we're back in. Oh, I jumped down to 60. I think I was loading something. Still very, very playable, especially with a G-Sync screen. Whenever my FPS goes anywhere between, I think it's like 30 or 40 up to 100, that's all G-Sync, so I'm not seeing any tearing, nothing. It's really good. So I'm not sure if I like this gun. It's quite dark in here too. Hey! Or not, I'm dead. Well, there you go, I died. That's it for the tech test, I guess. 80 FPS seems to be the average. We're on all ultra settings at 3440 by 1440, 21:9 ultra wide, with two GTX 1080s water cooled and overclocked to 2101 MHz. There you go. So yeah, that was my tech test for Battlefield 1 story mode, single player story mode. I'll probably throw up another tech test for multiplayer, so you can see what the FPS will be like in an actual multiplayer match. I maybe predict that it might be a little bit faster, a little bit higher. So keep an eye out for the multiplayer tech test that I'll put up soon. And until then, goodbye.